And what is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Acceleracers Hub for another video. Hopefully you guys are all doing awesome, because today, guys, we have one heck of a video. We have another batch of customs from Randy Lahey himself, or Metrometrics, Corey Trevor, whatever you want to call him. He goes by many names, but he has sent us a whole new batch of customs, guys, including one of those beautiful carded custom Acceleracers blisters that I am so excited to show off on the channel for you guys. And there are several other super premium customs that we're going to be taking a look at today, including a new display style. And before we jump too far into it, I did want to talk a little bit about the display styles for customs, because if you think about it, we first had the 1:64 scale die-cast customs, then we had, old smoky customs, sweepers, things of that nature. Now we have 3D printed items. And recently there's been a lot more movement to display them, because it's one thing to, have them on your dresser just kind of chilling, but a lot of times people want to have a grander setup for their customs, a cleaner way to display them. We've seen the dioramas that Sparky's Creation has made, and I've seen several other dioramas on the subreddit, but sort of going along in the same train of thought as today's customs that we're going to be showing off on the channel. I do think that custom displays are going to be very, very popular over the next couple months, because we've already kind of hit, I think, the ceiling of customizing the 1:64 scale diecast. There's only so much we can do to them, and people are doing, wide body kits, 3D printed bumpers. We've seen just about everything. So I think the next step in customs is probably going to be displays and dioramas and things of that nature. I've said it multiple times on the diorama reviews, but I do think it has the legs to go the distance. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the customs that Randy Lahey has sent us today. All right, guys, so we're going to start off this custom haul with probably my favorite piece in the batch, and arguably the coolest custom thing I've ever held in my hands. We have the custom carded Teu Diora 2, guys. We're just gonna have to take a moment here on this. Look at the detail on this blister. Look at that premium Teu Diora 2 gleaming in that case. And I just cannot say enough about the art scheme and the custom itself. So this is one of the premium custom Teu Diora 2s that you guys see on eBay here and there. They've been going crazy on auctions lately. Look at the details on that car. It is absolutely beautiful. And Randy has actually mounted it to a custom made blister. So this is what the back of the packaging looks like. We have the Metrometrics logo, looks absolutely sick. And the art on this blister is actually made by Eric Steenstart on Instagram. So definitely go check out his page. And then obviously if Metrometrics IG, go follow him as well to see what he's been working on. But in addition to the arts and logos and shape on the blister, it's laminated as well. So it has like a premium glossy texture to it. You can see it as the reflection is moving across the card. It is super pristine. And ever since I saw Randy post these on the subreddit, guys, I have been hoping and praying that one of them would find its way to me to review for a video, because I just had to see it in person. Like always, pictures are great, but seeing these items in person is just next level. And I can seriously see this hanging on a store display. It would be really cool if he had like 10 or 15 of these and he had some sort of a custom display at home where you could hang them like in an actual store and set the internet on fire. So this is the first custom of the day, the custom carded Diora 2. And I know he makes other carded customs as well, but I think he said he makes them mostly for fun. He's not sure if he's gonna do any commissions on these, but he has several other blisters that actually have a hollow effect on the card itself. So like the Diora 2 would be glossy, sort of like a foil card in the trading card game, which is even cooler. But also just a huge shout out to that artist on Instagram, Eric, who made these designs. They're just unreal. I mean, it's 10 times better than the actual blisters that we got back in 2005. Love the rear mounted and blown. We got the liter V8, got the horsepower, got the name of the car. It is just next level. And it's so funny because these Diora 2s alone on eBay on auctions, sometimes they'll go from anywhere from like 150 upwards to what, $600. I think there was one that sold for like 800 bucks a couple months ago. And I can just, it's funny, people think that's the premium, like the top of the line, but now we have carded versions of that same Diora 2. Like I can only imagine what something like this would go for on eBay. Moving on to the next couple items from Metrometrics. I mentioned earlier in the video how I think custom displays are really going to be the next big wave in customizing. How well you can display your cars, put them in dioramas, just all sorts of cool stuff. Well, Metrometrics has a whole new spin on displaying customs. I know we've all seen the Toy Fair cars and we all love the acrylic cases and just the detail that they have on them. Well, now we have custom acrylic displays, guys. Check these out. Got the Metrometrics logo in the back. Look at the detail on these cars. And don't worry, we're gonna take a closer look at all of these bad boys because they have some unreal modifications. And these have a whole lot of time and effort that went into them to make them this pristine. Just look at these cars, guys. And I cannot say enough about these custom acrylic display cases with the Metrometrics logo on them. And it really is genius if you think about it, because a lot of custom cars, they're fairly fragile and you want to take good care of them because they're expensive. They're $100 plus usually for real premium customs. And, it just feels wrong to have them loosely sitting around on your desk or your display. It's just too expensive to risk having something happen to them. Well, this is a way that you can get them featured in a premium acrylic display, guys. These are actually mounted to these cases, so they are not going to be falling off or sliding around. And it protects them from the elements. It gives you a great display window. You can see them from all angles. Look at that. And you can take the tops of these acrylic cases off as well if you want to get a closer look without the case obstructing it. But I just cannot get over the shine and sheen on these cars. And imagine these cases, with Realm logos or Acceleracers decals, things like that nature. There's just so many possibilities that you could do with these. All right, so first up, we're going to take a closer look at this wide body power age, guys. Look at the sheen and shine on this car. That blue paint is unreal. So this has a whole bunch of customization on it. And I'm going to take this acrylic case off here in a second so we can get a better look at it. All right, so here we have the unobstructed view of this wide body power age, guys. Holy smokes. Like I said, it's mounted to the case so you can move it around, slide around. It's not going anywhere. You can spin it around just about any angle you want. Look at this car, guys. So to give the full breakdown on what this car has, it is a wide body power age that has 2 twin turbo LS motors. So to give the full breakdown on what this car has, guys, it is a wide body power age with twin turbo LS motors. It's got 1552 wheels and MagnaFlow exhaust. And the wide body kit itself is actually hand shaped from putty, guys. Check this out. I cannot believe people can turn putty into these wide body kits. It is just unreal. I mean, wide bodies these days are unbelievable, like as far as overused 3D printing them, people making them from putty. It is just unbelievable. I love the decals on this car. Look at how sharp they are and look at all that sheen. Unbelievable. And I love the, what is that, like a demon head on the back of the car? I'm not exactly sure what that logo is, but it looks cold. But the wheels really are what make this car pop in my opinion. That paint is awesome, but just take a look at those 1552 wheels. Holy cow. And I love the little details like the LS on the motor. That is a great touch. So the first acrylic case custom of the day is this wide body power age. And it still cracks me up to this day thinking about how the first batch of customs that we got from Randy, it was like a slingshot, a reverb, a chicane. And I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And look at where we are now, guys, like 2 or 3 years later. Holy cow. And moving on to the next acrylic case custom, guys, we have a wide body synchro with color shifting paint. And as cool as that power age is, guys, I'm a sucker for some gold color shifting paint. It is just unreal. It kind of looks reminiscent to the Hyper Synchro paint that's used on the Hyper Synchro custom. Gosh, look at that shot, guys. That is a bad vehicle right there. So with the case off, we're going to take a closer look. Like I said before, this is a wide body synchro with color shifting paint. The decals on this car, I believe, are made by Phoenix Replica on Instagram. He does unbelievable work. I think Leave the Mark has used him before in some of the subreddit recaps. I think Leave the Mark has mentioned his Instagram page. I believe he's pretty well known for making decals and customs. But look at the sharpness on those decals, guys. Those dragons are crisp. And the wide body kit on this car is actually 3D printed by Overused. It's a little hard to see because it's black on the black case, but you can see it all around the base. Look at the gloss black paint on it. And one of the coolest features on this car, I think, is the back with all the exhaust on it. And look at those tail lights, guys. That is sick. I had to flip the camera around to try and get a better angle on it. Let's see if we can get some light over there. Just look at that, guys. That is so unreal. Look at the detail and the color on this car. Cannot say enough about the sheen and the shine of that color shifting paint either. And next up, guys, we have this custom wide body Teu 24/7, guys. Look at that paint scheme on this car. 24/7 is such a sick car on Highway 35. So to see it with Teu decals, that is what I'm talking about. I always kind of pictured it as a silencer, but with Teu decals, I can't see it as anything other than Teu. It doesn't show up fantastic on camera, but this white paint on the car is almost like a pearlescent white. It's actually got a little bit of a sparkling sheen to it in person. Just look at the hood, look at the light reflecting off of it. These decals are like gorgeous. So this custom Teu 24/7 has Carlomo ball bearing wheels similar to that premium Diora 2 that we reviewed a couple customs reviews ago. And once again, look at the back, guys. We have 2 triple exit exhaust tips. unbelievable. And as someone who knows very little about customizing, I don't know how people do stuff like this where they add exhaust tips and then the wide body kits. It is just unbelievable what people can do with these cars with enough time and effort. But this Teu 24/7 is absolutely unreal. Here's one last shot of this custom Teu 24/7 in the light, guys. Look at the sheen, the shine, the decals. Whew. All right, guys, so the last acrylic case custom of the day is the Maniacs Roadrunner that Taro drove in ignition, guys. Look at the sheen and shine on these decals. So this car has several 3D printed features. From Overused, we have the 3D printed supercharger, and then he also made these 3D printed exhaust tips. It still blows me away every time someone tells me that there's 3D printed pieces on these cars, guys, as far as wide body kits, you know, exhaust tips. It is just unbelievable, because if you didn't tell me that, I probably would have absolutely no idea. I'm sure most Hot Wheels collectors that are real in tune with the die cast and stuff like that would be able to tell, but honestly, it looks like it's a part of the car to me. I would never have even known. And it's funny, the first time he sent me one of these Roadrunners that had the exhaust tips, I actually did not know that they weren't a part of the casting original. I can be a little slow on the uptake, but I think that just goes to show how premium these cars look and how much detail goes into it. And also, just a side note that I forgot to mention earlier, so this wide body Power Age and this Maniacs Roadrunner both have white backed decals. In case you're wondering why these decals are popping so much more with the dark background, because sometimes Maniacs Roadrunner customs, as you'll see, the decals will be almost dark or faded just because they don't show up too well on the black paint. But no longer. He said that he got a printer that uses white toner now, so he is able to make these decals really pop, and he's not lying. Look at the color difference. And as always, one of my favorite things to do is put a mainline Acceleracers car. This is a little bit of a beat up spine buster next to one of these premium customs, and just look at the difference, guys. Isn't that absolutely insane? Just look at the detail on these cars, the customs compared to the mainline cars. Unreal. We have several more customs that we're going to be taking a look at today, so don't go anywhere. Oh, looks like I put that on backwards. So don't go anywhere, but these acrylic case customs, guys, I really think they're going to be absolutely huge over the next couple months. But I can totally picture people having just rows of these custom display cases that are going to probably even get more and more souped up. I know he's got the Metrometrics logo, but I bet you people could do all sorts of crazy things with these acrylic cases and the water slide decals. But just imagine seeing, you know, your Maniacs Roadrunner, your Teu Slingshots, Teu Diora 2s, you know, your strip metal Power Ages. I can just imagine seeing all of those in these cases, guys, displayed somewhere. And the cool thing is you can also, I mean, they're not really intended to stack, but you could also sort of stack them if you wanted to make just like a wall of premium customs. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. And you don't ever have to worry about your cars, you know, rolling off of a desk, or your little cousin coming into your room and tearing your stuff up and not knowing that he's touching a super expensive custom car. These are absolutely wicked. What a great idea. All right, guys, moving on to the next custom of the day. We have two more diecast cars to take a look at. We have a custom premium Power Age, guys. Look at the sheen on this car. Look at those decals. And real, true, diehard Power Age fans have already noticed the big difference between this Power Age and all of the other ones. Give you guys a second to look at it and see if you can figure out what it is that is popping. All right, guys, so if you haven't noticed by now, this Power Age actually has a single mount spoiler like it did in the movies, whereas the diecast cars actually have two mounts on them. So this is a truly movie accurate Power Age, guys. I don't even know how he managed to do that. But anybody that would look closely at it or see this car in the wild, they would look at it and go, huh, it looks like it's got a single mount. Oh, there it is, Metrometrics. I love that he puts his handle on these cars in places that you would probably never expect, but this Power Age is absolutely pristine, guys. Look at that gloss paint on the hood and the top of the car. The light blue windshields are always a treat, and the headlights are definitely an underrated feature on this car as well. They really add to the whole side profile shot. I mean, look at that. See if we can get it with the light. It is just a wicked looking custom. And for the last custom of the day, guys, we have a real treat. This is a gem of a car. We have an alternate scheme Acceleron Reverb, specifically inspired by Vert's Acceleron suit in the Ultimate Race, guys. Look at the decals on this car. It looks like it would match his outfit perfectly. So the decals for this Acceleron Reverb were designed specifically by Miguel Martinez for this car. Look at those decals, guys. I cannot get over the realm symbols on the sides of the car. That is absolutely sick. Love the white paint scheme on it as well. But the white paint scheme is absolutely fantastic. It goes great with sort of the Teu feel of the orange windshield and the blue decals on the car. And I love this carbon fiber-esque effect on the roof of the car. I'm pretty sure that's the effect they're going for there. He might have to correct me down in the comments. But just look at the detail on this car, guys. Any Teu-ized or Acceleron style reverb is wicked. But I love seeing cars like this that are just reimagined, you know, not the traditional Acceleron style. And all we need now for this car is a little custom vert action figure in his Acceleron suit. That would make this whole thing pop in a display. And once again, guys, just imagine seeing a custom this premium in one of these acrylic cases. It would be absolutely sick. I can't stop seeing every car now in one of these cases. But guys, that is going to wrap up this Acceleracers custom review, guys. Like I said, I think this may be my favorite batch of customs that we've got from Randy. Just the details on some of these cars and the wide body kits are out of this world. And I cannot say enough about this Teu Diora 2 custom carded blister. It is just unlike anything I've ever imagined in my wildest dreams. I would love to see a custom blister made for, you know, all 36 cars and all the customs. It would just, man, that would be unreal to have a full carded set of these custom blisters for all 36 cars in your personal collection. I am a huge sucker for displays, dioramas, things of that nature. So seeing these cars in these acrylic cases, that is absolutely a treat for me. Man, it would be awesome to see a full set of cars in the acrylic cases, even just, you know, the regular mainline Acceleracers cars. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop gushing over all these displays because I've been staring at them pretty much nonstop for the last 24 hours. They are just absolutely unreal. Huge shout out to Randy for sending all these customs to us. And be sure to go show Randy some serious love down in the comment section and let us know what your favorite custom from this batch is, guys. Was it the wide body Power Rage? Was it the wide body Synchro, the wide body Teu 24/7, the Metal Maniacs Roadrunner with the 3D printed pieces, the alternate Acceleron reverb, or the single mounted spoiler custom Power Rage? Let us know down in the comment section. And that is going to wrap it up for this custom review, guys. Once again, huge shout out to Metrometrics for allowing us to review these on the channel. He is absolutely awesome. It's one thing to review subreddit pictures and stuff like that, but having the tangible customs on hand to review and show off in the light, see the gloss and the sheen in person. And if you guys aren't already following Metrometrics on Instagram, be sure to go and drop him a follow. I'm going to leave the link to his Instagram page down in the description of the video and a link to his eBay store. Be sure to go save his eBay store so you can be alerted whenever he lists new customs on eBay, because guys, they go pretty darn quick if they're not auctions. It's pretty much as soon as they're listed, they are gone. So it's pretty imperative to have his page saved and to check it frequently if you want a chance at getting some of these customs when he lists them. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to like this video, smash the subscribe button for more Acceleracers related content, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.